Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to bring you the June update to my Panda palette in order. So I have been doing this project since last year and this year, last year I was working on a palette from Glam Shop. This year I am working on my Beauty Bay and Nikkietutorials palette. This is a very old palette in my collection, so I really want to get some use out of it before I declutter it from my life. This project pan was created by Taylor. And it's basically a Panda palette, but instead of like panning everything all at once, you pan one shade at a time in order of the palette. So for me this has been working out super well, because if I pan everything I get so bored with the eyeshadow palette, but if I just focus on one shade at a time I don't get as bored. This project, as I said, has been working out super well for me. I decided to go, I will show you what the palette looked like when I roll it in January, and I decided to go on like from the last shade and upwards, because in January I didn't feel like working on a bright orange. I felt like starting with that shade, Nikkietutorials, was perfect. So I have been super successful. In February I was able to hit pan in Nikkietutorials and I think Amsterdam. And then when we came to March, I was able to hit pan in Mama Tutorials and also in Pride. I did not hit pan in Zomer until the month after, because Zomer was it's a matte and I used it as a blush a lot of the time, so I had a much fluffier brush than I would like an eyeshadow brush. I also hit pan in Plot Twist. Maybe that was in February, I can't really remember. So you can see I have been hitting more than one pan each month. In April I hit pan in Aura and All In, and I also think I hit pan in 5 AM in April, if I remember correctly. I'm like the worst at remembering when I hit stuff. Oh, I did start writing it down, okay. 5 AM I hit pan back in April, and also in You. Now I see. So in May I have been working on Underground. As I said, I moved snake-wise, and yeah, Underground was the next shade that I was going to hit pan on. So this is what the palette is looking like today. And as you hopefully will be able to tell, I did hit pan in Underground. That is basically my least favorite shade in this palette. It's a very dirty brown, not super exciting. I was also able to hit pan in Roxy Catan, which is not obviously in order, but I have been working on a pink red shade in a different project, and Roxy Catan was a very it's the perfect shade to use together with that shade. So there you can see Roxy Catan, and let me swatch Underground for you as well. This is a bit since this palette is a bit older, many of the shades are starting to flake a bit. So I did hit 2 pans this month as well, however not in order, but it's absolutely fine. I mean, 2 pans, we are closing in on finishing this palette. I now have 6 shades for the last 6 months to hit pan on, which is absolutely amazing. These are all matte shades, so they might take longer. I am moving into this territory now. We have Mila, which I don't know if you can tell. Mila was falling apart like Amsterdam has been doing as well down here. So I had to repress it, because otherwise it was just keep crumbling every time I open this palette up. I think I did myself a bit of an injustice here, because I repressed it a bit harder than it was originally pressed, so it might take a lot of time and effort. That is the shade Mila, and let's be honest, I love colorful eyeshadow. Reaching for a mid-toned brown, it's not what I'm looking forward to the most. So we shall see how long it will take me to hit pan in Mila. And then we have a red shade. This is the red I am wearing in my eye look today on the outer corner. This is very pigmented. And it feels a bit like it's not as soft. It's a bit drier than the other shades, which is also a bit scary because that means it will take a lot longer for me to hit pan. As of today, I have used Mila, that brown shade. I've used it 9 times, and Mikai, this red shade, I've used 5 times. So there is probably, it's gonna take a long time. I am wearing also today Blah, which is that bright yellow shade. It's not what I'm wearing on my inner corner. I was a bit stupid, and I enrolled another yellow shade to hit pan on in my book club panning project. So that is the shade I have on my inner corner, but Blah is what I have used to diffuse underneath my brows. And it's quite a powdery shade, but it is pretty nice. And I do have, there we go, I do have a decent dip in, I don't know if you can tell, yeah, there you see, like, I do have a dip in Blah, so hopefully, even if I'm not able to hit pan in these 2 shades, if I continue using Blah like I have, together with Mikai, maybe I will have pan on that one by next update. But we are going to continue working on this one. Then we have the upper row here. I do have a little dip in this shade Redemption. Blend and Snap, not super much, but a slight bit. I've used it 3 times in this project. Slasher is also like Mikai, it's a bit drier, and this is also very dark or deep, so I have used it quite a lot, 10 times actually, but you can barely, like, there's a slightest dip. So we shall see, but that is some time away until we have to work on Slasher like in with more effort, so to speak. So that is it. I feel like this color story is though like very nice for summer anyways, so I'm not super mad. I'm happy to have a lot more use on this one this year. As I said, like, it's time for this one to move out, but the shades are still working out super well, even though some are falling apart when I'm just like looking at them. But yeah, okay. That is it, guys. I hope that you're all well, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys!